Hello again, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel. I'm your host, Prince Magnum, and this is another episode of Surviving Romance. Who doesn't love cheese quesadillas? Shoot, I don't know many that don't love a good cheese quesadilla. So, here's what you're going to need to make some of your own at home. Get some good quality flour tortillas. And when I say quality, I don't necessarily mean pricey. Just get some that you trust because there's nothing worse than having a flour tortilla rip on you. Ever had that happen whenever you're making burritos? Yeah, me too. And so just choose some that are of decent quality, okay? Um, Select a good cheese, okay? And when I say a good cheese, I don't mean the ones that come in individual package wraps. Okay, we're talking the cheese slices. Skip that. When I say a good cheese, get the block stuff. Uh, Sky's the limit here. Me personally, I kind of like smoked Gouda. In this particular recipe, we tried out a different one called Edam, and it's spelled Edam. Never had it before, but it wasn't half bad. We did mix in a little bit of mild cheddar, but once again, try some different stuff out. I've been told that Gruyere makes a great quesadilla cheese. Um, like I said, try them out. But I would suggest steering clear of your typical, like Parmesan cheese or Asiago. They're just a little too tough, and when they get cooked like this, they might get a little grainy on you. So you might want to go ahead and skip using those particular types of cheeses. All right, take a good cast iron skillet. We're using a flat model in this case, and get it up to about medium heat. If you have electro frying pans, that would be a good one to choose. You can even use, kind of like one of those electro sandwich makers. If you wanted to even try, you might even want to try this on your grill. It's a great way to make a cheap meal whenever you just don't feel like doing a whole lot of cooking. When you go to prep your cheese, please don't hack this up into cubes. There's nothing worse than just hacking them up into cubes because it won't melt right. So you'll have some that is parts of it that's melted and some of it's that it's not. So just skip that. Okay. Shred it properly. Get a good cheese grater and just grate it up. Okay. Lube your pan lightly with a good classic or cold pressed olive oil. You'll like the flavor of it. Promise you on that. Uh, However, I will, as I have said in other videos, skip the extra virgin olive oil on high heat applications. It just has a real low smoke point, and we're trying to make this taste good. And if you've ever went to a restaurant and had fried foods that they hadn't changed the grease in a little while, when they deep fried it, it comes out tasting kind of funky. Well, the same thing can happen here. So be sure to skip that. When you go to make your quesadillas, prep them right. Prep them, don't prep them on the pan, okay? Prep them on a plate, cutting board, just some other surface. Shoot, I've seen people clean their counters off really well and prep them right directly on the counter. Completely up to you. It's your food. Do it however you want. Okay? And put as much cheese as you want or a lot, depending on your taste. Okay? And wait and put your skillet on, like I said, just a little bit of medium. All right? Now, if you are using cast iron for this application, do me a favor. Watch for hot spots. Even though cast iron is a fantastic cooking vessel, it still will occasionally get hot spots. So be very careful there. If you think it's about done, lift it up, take a look at it. You're looking for kind of a golden brown, almost black, but not quite. If you go beyond that, it's toast. Okay, so there's no repairing that. Sorry, folks, just the way it is. If you got a dog, that's a great way to, take care of that. Okay, but be careful giving them a lot of cheese. Okay, that's not good for them. Okay, consult your veterinarian on that one. Okay. Anyhow, moving on. Um, as I said, make sure that you get it good and warm. Don't sit there and flip your food repeatedly. Okay. If there's one thing that I have learned, constant flipping of something like this, it takes a lot longer to cook. So if you lift it up, you see that it's not quite done to your liking, just put it back down right where it is. Okay. Just trust me when I say skip that. Now, from time to time, as you've noticed, occasionally I go ahead and brush on a little bit more olive oil. What does the oil actually do? Well, it helps conduct the heat better. Okay, so it doesn't quite take as long, and the flavor of it's not half bad. Okay, just something to bear in mind. Like I said, steer clear of low smoke point stuff like butter and extra virgin olive oil. If you don't like olive oil, you can try other oils, maybe like peanut, safflower. But beware if you have allergies. Okay, so just stay with that. Okay. Um, As we continue to go a little bit further on in this video, let me tell you, this was actually Princess Faye's idea. She wanted quesadillas, and they're cheap, easy to make. There's a lot of benefits to doing quesadillas. Number one, if you've always been, a little, it's a great way to teach yourself cooking. And once you master quesadillas, obviously grilled cheese is no problem. Um, stuff like that. So it's a great way to start teaching yourself if you've not spent a whole lot of time around the cooktop. It's a great way to do it. All right. Again, choose your pans wisely. If you use a nonstick pan, be sure to use plastic spatulas. Do not scuff because it'll scuff up a non-stick surface in a real hurry if you use metal like I'm using in this video. I mean, if you do that and you scrape the coating off, I guess you could try to pass it off as black. No, we won't do that. Let's just skip that. Um, so, and again, cast iron is not that hard to keep up with. Some people will just use salt and kind of rub it around until it looks clean. The salt is absolutely filthy, filthy. They'll wipe it out with a paper towel, and that's clean. Me, I dunk these under good hot soapy water, scrub, 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 throw them back on the cooktop, turn it up to high heat till everything's evaporated. Once it cools off, take some vegetable oil and coat the sucker up real good, and you're good to go. That's just me. Use whatever method you like, but take good care of your cast iron cookware because that's one of those things that your grandkids will be fighting over long after you're gone. So, cast iron cookware is a great, great way to cook food. However, I wouldn't try to do eggs directly on this. Eggs like to stick to stuff. Um, All right. Then again, I'm also going to tell you that if you do cheese quesadillas, got kids that don't like vegetables, great way to stash some extra veggies in there. Ask any kid who hates broccoli, smother it with enough cheese. You see where this is going. Unless you're like me who liked raw broccoli. I was weird. I was a weird kid. Um, so give that a try. All right. Really, I'm running out of things to tell you about how great this recipe is. Other ideas you could do with this, obviously, cooked bacon is always good with most everything. You could put sausage in there. You could try scrambled eggs. Shoot, if you got hot dogs laying around, you might even try to throw those on split them in half and kind of lay them on your skillet beforehand, and then kind of put them in with the quesadilla. Try that out. Or if you've got leftover steak or leftover grilled chicken laying around, you can chop that up and put that in there. Uh, Kind of like those quesadillas that you might get at a certain fast food place. Something to think about. All right, that brings us to the end of this episode of Surviving Romance. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you got any suggestions for Surviving Romance, things that you would like to see that would help you in your love life, by all means, I'm all ears. Uh, and as usual, if you've got a sweetheart, Tell them that you love them today and try to do something special for them. Get out there and work on a project, and don't just sit there on your butt looking at this channel. Be a do-it-yourselfer. And above all, if nobody has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you.